Hi, everybody. So, I believe I'm ready to share or express in a better way what I wanted to share in my previous video, but it just couldn't come through. What I want to talk about is actually emotional maturity, emotional intelligence, and just again, my own, not to give advice or sound as an expert, but just share my experience and how I perceive things in my own life. You know, I like to sometimes work with analogies to help explain something, how I feel, or explain it to myself even. And what came to mind is how I feel is like, a little child that felt unsafe and decided to hide, to wait for the storm to pass, to hide in the corner or in a dark room and to just wait, protect itself. But somehow this little child didn't see, over vigilant and overprotective mind didn't see that the storm passed and it's safe to come out. And all of a sudden, this child started waking up, or me started waking up 30 something years later, realizing that I'm actually an adult that never grew up, that couldn't grow up, that's emotionally stuck at an age that felt unsafe. The world felt unsafe, and so I decided to hide. And now I feel like I started, I mean, some years ago, not now, but like I started waking up from this long trance-like or hypnosis state that I've missed out on growing up and in living. Actually, I missed out on life. I've actually been in a trance for years, in a trance, but more like detached, dissociated, fragmented, somehow in a way of protection and staying in that dark room and corner. And it's now the way I feel, it's like I'm unfit to live in this world where I feel like a 6-year-old that doesn't know how to navigate through life. And in all these coping mechanisms and defend mechanisms, to please people and try to be hyper vigilant and try to predict how someone will react so I can, feel safe, make everything in a way so that I can feel safe. But life, it's not about just staying in survival mode, right? So being busy, over vigilant, hyper vigilance of my surroundings and trying to keep myself safe somehow, afraid to risk, afraid to form an opinion, afraid to live, afraid to grow up even. I actually forgot to live and didn't know how to. And this is the strange part. Now I feel like I'm not equipped. Been looking through all my relationships and interactions with people, and now all I see is an inadequacy and just nothing of value that I can hold on to, that I can grab on and say, this is I'll grab onto this. This is a value. I'll grab onto this because everything else is just, I don't like what I see. But there is, I mean, I don't know. I don't see anything of value in me. And it's like going down and down and down the spiral. Gosh, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I started with the coping mechanisms, but this is also part of the whole picture. The whole picture. You know, it's painful, you know, when you're honest with yourself and you look deeper and deeper and deeper, and you know, more dirt and more shit comes out. You see your shadows, you see the parts that you've suppressed, you didn't want to see, and you don't know what to do with it. I don't know. It's like, definitely, it's so with my last video on self-acceptance, at times, you know, I don't even know how to accept what I see. So it's a radical self-acceptance that needs to be practiced, because, you know, at least you want to see something positive in your something. I mean, but all I can say is we all have, you know, inner child. We all have that inner child still in us. And for her, maybe I should look at myself in that way. She doesn't deserve what I did to her, that I didn't protect her, or I didn't fight, or not fight, but didn't come out of my dark room, dark corner, and live life. Not stop being curious and exploring the world, and in dreaming and following my dreams. And it's just, I stopped all of that, and I was just in survival mode all those years. And I look at people, they have dreams and they follow their dreams, and what I've done is just being, I mean, I'm not gonna go into details. It's a lot of times it's a matter of perception, you know, whatever I've gone through or whatever somebody else has gone through. It's, what's important is how I felt, and in, you know, how I perceived my reality. So this radical self-acceptance can only happen if I look through the eyes of, I look at my inner child and feel compassion for her. And that is the only one that I can ask for forgiveness. And that's the most difficult forgiveness, right? Forgiving yourself and asking for forgiveness from that inner part of you, that innocent inner child that is still in there. It wants to come out of the dark room and wants to explore, wants to be curious, wants to feel joy. I mean, I haven't felt joy since I was 5 or 6, real joy. Gosh, I don't even know what I'm saying. But anyways, I just wanted to share what wanted to come through. Maybe it doesn't make sense to anybody. I will not edit or, you know, delete anything. It's just whatever came through. So whoever came to the end, thank you for listening.